It's one thing to be physically exhausted, mentally fatigued, but it's another thing to be lazy. More and more people are arriving at the place of unwillingness to work hard and use their energy to get things accomplished. And regardless of what the stereotypes say, it's not just black people or poor people, but people from all races, all backgrounds, all walks of life have become lazy. Brother James, instead of becoming active and doing it themselves, lazy people will sit idly and expect someone else to do it for them. Instead of looking for ways to better themselves, they would stand there looking for a handout and a hookup. Instead of taking on the responsibility, they look for someone to blame. Instead of actually filling out a job application, they come up with a million of small excuses while they won't get hired anyway. Instead of doing the best they can every day on the job, they come in late, slack off while they're at work, and have the nerve to want to leave early. Somebody shout lazy. And the greatest tragedy is that this lazy spirit has somehow transferred itself onto our young people. They don't want to go outside, play anymore. Oh, it's too hot, it's too cold. They don't want to clean up the room that they sleep in. They don't want to take out the trash. They don't want to wash the dishes because they're just too tired. But I discovered they will play the PlayStation, they'll play the Xbox, they'll watch TV, they'll stay on the telephone, they'll text, they'll lay in the bed and eat all your food up all day. But we can't be too critical with our young people because somehow that spirit was transferred onto them. Somebody who's paying the bills, feeding them joints, somehow allowing them to be lazy in the house, and maybe they are watching you. Somewhere, something has been lost, and that something is called work ethic. It's not the particular work we do, but what counts is the amount of effort we put forth while doing it. A work ethic is a value system within a person that understands hard work and being committed to the task at hand. It's the drive to do something that will bring about good. The determination to stay focused even when things don't go accordingly to plan. And it's the diligence to keep going until the goal is accomplished. And y'all, when you read this text, this is the thought. This is the very message Paul is trying to get across to the people there, the church of Philippi. Don't be lazy. But as children of God, kingdom citizens, we must maintain a work ethic. Not so much so in the area of doing a whole bunch of church stuff, but in the area of giving full effort and remaining faithful to the substance God has placed in us and the service God has called us to. As kingdom citizens, we should never be lazy, lethargic, or lame in doing God's will, because God has been too good to us. Therefore, we must put forth a complete effort, being full of energy and passionate about the things of God. And one way to avoid laziness is to be obedient. Paul starts in verse 12 by saying, "Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed." Please understand, Sunday school majors, the word therefore, anytime you see therefore in he humbled himself and became obedient to the point of death. Listen, the only way to truly understand obedience is to follow the example set by Christ. His human will had to die in order to take on the will of God for his life. But then Paul says, as you have always obeyed. Note two things. First, to always do something means there must be an effort put forth to want to do it. Although God commands us to obey him, he never forces us to obey him. There must be an effort on our part, which says we want to. We want to die to ourselves. We want to take hold of that which God has planned and purposed for our life. But secondly, to always do something means consistency. Write that down. Consistency. The one problem that most of us deal with is being consistent. We can have 3 good days, 1 good week, and then something happens, and we allow whatever happened to decrease our effort in the consistency of always being obedient. As kingdom citizens, if we are not there, we must get in the habit of always being obedient. We cannot afford to take days off. If we get into the practice mode or habit of being obedient at times, and at other times we want to do what our humanity desires to do, then we move into the category of being a hypocrite. Are y'all listening? Hypocrite means I'm living what I do not claim or what I claim to be. I'm not living what I claim to be. This is why Paul continues by saying, not only in my presence, but much more in my absence. Paul represented accountability. He represented the person who you didn't want to disappoint. He represented everything that was good about the church and kingdom living. So guess what? When Paul was around, the people made sure they were at their best. Sort of like Sunday morning. We put on our Sunday best. We say the right things. We smile the right way. But sometimes we lift holy hands. We love on each other. We do all the righteous, obedient stuff because we are in the presence of people. People who are watching. People who are accountable. People who are loving, caring, etc. Paul says that's wonderful. But it really takes no effort. Anybody can dress up and play the part for a couple hours. That's their future. But listen to the suggestive language Paul uses. He says, now much more in my absence, be obedient. In other words, be obedient when folk are not watching. And when folk are not present. Y'all, that takes effort. That takes work. Because you gotta want to do it. And let the truth be known, the reason some of us walk up in here looking suspect is because we know that when somebody wasn't looking, we went somewhere that we didn't have no business going. You understand, man? I say, man, I say. so we can be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Because disobedience to God is a vehicle that is always waiting on us in order to take us back from the places God has delivered us from. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And all of us may slip from time to time. We will make mistakes, but we cannot afford to go back. How many of you know that you're saved and you've been born again? But Satan wants to kill that. And he wants to take us back to the places God delivered us from. But I cannot give Satan full credit, because there are times when we help him out by choosing the things, the possessions, and the activities of the world over God, knowing full well that's not who we are or where we should be. Somebody shout, God has delivered me. Say it again with some passion. God has. All right, say it again. Say it one more time. You see how easy it is to say that? That's the problem. We do a lot of lip service. It's easy to say God has delivered us, but it takes more than just saying. Please understand that salvation, which means deliverance, is a gift from God. God saw that we were headed straight ahead. And in the fullness of his grace and mercy, God snatched us from the pits of destruction. You see, you don't need nothing. You don't need no pep band. You don't need nothing else in the world. You don't need no mirror on the wall to tell you how beautiful you are. No, you don't need. All you need to know is to think back to how God snatched you. Am I the only one who was headed down the redneck to hell? All of you know the path that your life was on, where you were headed. Satan was trying to kill you, and we was letting him do it too. And God says, I saw your need. So I stepped in the nick of time, and I picked you up, turned you around, and placed your feet on a higher ground. Tell somebody, he snatched. And like I told the Bible study class a couple weeks ago, he just didn't snatch you in 88. But every day you live, God is snatching you. When you want to flip and act like a monkey, God. When you want to go there, you know you have no business going there, God. That's what he watch this. He snatched us from the pits of destruction. Why? Because he saw something in us that drew him to want to have a relationship with us. It wasn't our good looks. It wasn't our education. It wasn't all the stuff we think we got it going on in. No. But he saw his image in us. Because we were all created in the image of God, the likeness of God. And he saw that his image was not created to die. His image was not created to be destroyed, to be second class, to lose, to be less than, to struggle with sin, to take a back seat to wickedness. So God did what he knew was best for us. He looked beyond our faults and he saw our need. We needed to be saved. Go ahead and confess it. Tell somebody, baby, I needed to be saved. No. Every day I need to be saved. I need to be snatched. I need to be delivered. And who have we been delivered from? We've been delivered from ourselves. Watch this. Follow me. So God worked in. Somebody shout, God worked in. God worked in us the gift of salvation, the gift of deliverance. He worked in the gift of salvation, deliverance. This is inside of us, and it's inside of us to keep us from falling back into a lifestyle of sin. It's in us. He's working this salvation in us to keep us from being disconnected from our power source. He's working it in us because he's keeping us from moving away from the reach of So go ahead and tell somebody, bust somebody up and say, baby, you're not there yet. This is not an excuse as to say I'm only human. No, no, no. No. Because this is a true confession. And none of us are in the place God desires for us to be. I don't care how holy you look. I don't care how many times you say, cool, and all that stuff. Not that yet. Okay, do this. And then look, not there yet. And that's what's wrong. We take on the form of godliness and have not been truly transformed by His godliness. And y'all listen to what I'm saying? Now check this, Sunday school majors. The work of Christ, when it comes to salvation, is complete. When He died